Hello, everybody. If you are watching this, it means that it is uploaded to YouTube, which is my goal with this reading today, is to start filming videos for YouTube because I cannot be on a time crunch with the 1 minute videos and even IGTV, which I don't use anymore. Even that's a limit at 15. Like, I just don't want a time limit. I just want to be able to do readings and feel at peace with whatever comes out, however it comes out, however long it needs to be, whatever. I do want to start going live again, and I'm going to, but even that too is a different kind of vibe than just sitting here in peace doing readings. And just being able to channel what comes through. I'm getting over a cold, so excuse my sniffles. I'm usually sniffly anyway, but it's still worse now. And it's like kind of lingering, this cold, a little bit, but that's okay. It's to be expected because it's winter. And that's what I pulled cards. I was like sort of perusing the decks. This is a different spot. I wanted some natural light over here today. I'll figure out a good spot. Here's outside. The best spot to do readings here, but whatever, we'll mix it up. But as I was sort of perusing the decks, I felt nature. Trees, I don't know, just all of a sudden I felt the fairies. I felt fairies. I felt like I needed to get some fairy decks out. And with that too, the fairies are present because I feel like there's just going to be a lot with weather coming up. And maybe it is where you are, but just weather and nature. And I think the fairies just want to offer a gentle touch. They want to extend, it's a lighthearted nature, fairy energy. They want to extend a lighthearted nature for those of us in winter, in states where it is winter, which is just very harsh. And I'm just hearing extreme weather elements. We know that, but I think that 2022, I'm just hearing weather. I don't know. So the fairies, though, the point is that they bring this lightness and this beauty to our more physical experiences, like just like the very, I'm trying to think of the word, I hear minutia, but like our very physical things, the little things, you know, fairies are little, in a sense. They don't appreciate that. They don't appreciate that. They have a big energy, but they're small, so they tend to surround and deal with smaller physical things. But they bring this like higher vibration to it. So they're trying to bring a joy. They're just trying to shed light or bring a joy and let you know that they're there with you in those moments when you are experiencing some force of nature. The point is that the fairies are there. Yes, the universe can be harsh, or this earth can be harsh. The elements are harsh. But there is, it brings a lightness. Everything is wrapped in light. Like, I just thought like Christmas lights, but we don't always see that. The Christmas lights behind the veil of what we're experiencing, they're sometimes hard to see that. It's just the darkness or the reality of what we're experiencing is so obvious and present. Our ego really allows us to believe that that's all that's real. And even then when that part of you, your own inner fairy is like, inner child is like, no, there's more behind that. It's like a whisper. The fairies whisper, there's more behind that. They're like, look, it's behind it. And then when you see behind it, you see this lightness, this beauty and light behind what you're experiencing. The psychedelic experience, I feel like, does that. It's seeing through the veil, piercing through the veil in a moment where you see the beauty of it, which is really at the essence of the psychedelic experience in some respects, is seeing faces in the clouds. You know, that's the universe that starts to smile back at you. You realize it's alive. It's alive. It's looking back at you. It sees you. I see you. You see it. It sees you. And it's sort of like when you start to pierce through the veil and you see the eyes looking back. You're like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, oh my God, there's some shit going on out there. Behind there. Sorry, I'm getting kind of lost. But when you see the eyes staring back at you, you're like, oh, it's like, when did you see it? You know? And it's what I saw too is flowers, like in Alice in Wonderland, like the flowers have faces. And when flowers and trees smile back at you and wave back at you, and hugging a tree really has a different meaning because it's hugging you back. All of those things came about for me like in the psychedelic experience. Like I said, it's sort of depicted in things like Alice in Wonderland. But it's fairy energy. It's the magic of the universe that's interwoven. And that's why I see it like Christmas lights almost wrapped around, because it's this magic is interwoven into everything. Everything here. Everything. Even the dark shitty shit. So that's a long-winded explanation for the fairies. And so the elements I think might be harsh in the coming months, so beware of that. And just know that there's always fairy energy around you. I'm feeling a little vain. I'm like, how do I look? I don't know. I have my Barbie shirt on. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. I need coffee. My nose is running. Okay. So we do have the Fairy Tarot here. The Sacred Forest Oracle. Okay. And Magical Times here. First card out today. So we're going to do a reading, a love reading. I would like to share, there's so many things before I moved that I talked about that I was like, oh, I'm going to do a video on this, I'm going to do a video on that, and I haven't done any of them. So I apologize, but I just like, my eyes are bigger than my stomach. Like I just get excited and then I haven't had the time or space to do it. But I hope that this place is a space for me to really work on my videos and see if I can expand my audience at all. But so one thing I wanted to talk about, because I know a lot of you initially started following me or started watching me for love readings specifically, and that a lot of people watching are on the or were on what they thought or considered to be like a twin flame journey. That word has gotten used, or words, that phrase has gotten used so much. And now it's being rejected. Like it's just being like totally rejected. And I would just like to say that I just heard, okay, sorry. Twin flames are not novel. Okay. That's what Spirit is saying, is I think that people so it's not to say that the twin flame journey is not real. However you deem it, the experience of what people were experiencing, that they were deeming it as such, is very real. Okay. Whatever label you want to slap on it is fine. What's not real, and something that's just sort of been coming to me as I've been trying to understand this, is that, okay, I hear everyone is a twin flame, okay? And I know like in the twin flame communities, like, no, not everyone, it's a special thing, right? Everyone is a twin flame, okay? In the sense that, what twin flame phenomena, what it is, or what I'm hearing it is the experience of re-experiencing lost love. And the twin flame phenomena is really more about people at this point in their soul journey, because we've lived so many lives up to this point now, and we're really coming to this, and I'm sorry, I'm just gonna keep my eyes closed, I hope I don't look weird. We're really coming to this culminating point in our lives, okay, for so many of us on our soul journey on Earth. Now, your soul journey outside of Earth is different, if that makes sense. Your soul journey on Earth is a very specific plan and pattern and thing that we are doing here. It's very specific, okay? So we're coming to this culminating point of our lives, of our experiences here. We're trying to wrap things up. We're trying to tie up loose ends. We're trying to get out of the muck and the mire of this lower vibrational frequency and way of living that the Earth has kind of harbored for quite some time now, because the fear is just so rampant, and it's just been so hard to break it down. So, but we're breaking it down now, and that's why I'm hearing we started talking about the psychedelic experience, because that's a way to help break it down, and that can be for everyone. It's real. It helps break down the neurons, the pathways, and rewire you to spirit, to the fairies, to the magic. That's really what we're working on, is this rewiring of the networks, the neural networks. So we're coming to this culminating point, right? Where we're doing all this work. We're trying to shift it. We're shifting the grid. We're shifting the energy. It's time now. Earth can't continue on in this way, nor does anyone or anything out there want it to. It was never meant to continue on in this dark way forever, not ad infinitum. It always will come back to the light. The light always rises. You'll always come back up. So, and that's what's happening. It's rising. It's coming back up. And so the twin flame phenomenon, what that is it's this awareness that as everyone's having this awakening, we're rewiring these new awarenesses of these things that have happened while we're here. Clearing up soul contracts is important. It's like, I hear that it's not like this higher authority that tells the souls, you have to do this. You know what I mean? Like, you are contracted to do this, right? Contracted, whatever. Contracted is more like contracted, right? You are contracted to do this. It's you, it's the souls. We feel bad. We're like, we want to rewire. We want to come together in harmony. We want to heal those wounds. We want to re-meet those souls that we lost. We want to re-meet those souls that we're sick for, because I think a lot of the twin flame phenomena can be very toxic. It's kind of toxic. It's kind of sick. And that's why people don't like it. And like, no, the twin flame is bad. It's dark. I don't want to be a part of that, because it's sick, if that makes sense. But it's trying to heal. And that's why I say it's quote unquote sick or toxic is what I mean when I say that everyone is a twin flame, is that everyone has the potential to bring this awareness to certain connections or relationships that they're experiencing. And a lot of times in the twin flame phenomena community, or what people experience is really challenging, difficult, connections, if you will, that bring about longing and sadness and hurt and wanting to run, and this deception and this lack of trust and this triggering and this mirroring. And why I hear that it's not new, it's not novel, is because that's actually been going on for years. I'm hearing like 20, 30 years. People have been they get caught up in these kind of toxic connections or pulls because their wounds are rising up and they're surfacing and they're wanting to heal with these old lost souls. And I heard men are from Mars, women are from Venus. I don't know when that book came out, but I'm hearing that that's like, in the 90s, and where people have been starting to want to try to break this shit down, trying to understand it, because it started to become more obvious, this like the toxicity, the challenging patterns in relationships, love, intimacy, sex, power. I'm hearing because love was manipulated in a hierarchical structure. I just saw the Hierophant, but like the traditional hierarchical structure hijacked love, right? So it's for community, it's for society, arranged marriages, money, class issues. All these things over the last few centuries have really tried to control love. I see like a dark hand, over a heart, where it's trying to control love for all these other reasons. And love just wants to flow. Love just wants to flow through. So if there's a particular soul out there that you might deem or have this type of connection with, but I would venture to say it's in almost all of your relationships, this idea, this happening, because what the twin flame phenomena is it's a memory. It's memory surfacing. So as the neural pathways are being rewired, part of that too is this memory that comes up. So you have these telepathic connections, these longings, these attachments, these strings with people, which some, readers and people might think are bad, but actually they're just what they are. And like I said, it's the souls that often want to heal, not some other hierarchical structure telling the souls to heal. It's just the souls want to heal. So the ties that bind are trying to help you figure out what you want to heal. Now, if you try to heal something with someone and it is just too toxic and dark and it doesn't work for you, done. Don't do it. You don't have to do that. You don't have to engage in anything you don't want to engage in. This is free will. This is choice. So you can do whatever you want in that sense. You're not obligated. But like I said, your higher self, the souls want to do it. So that was a lot. I want to keep going with it, but so I'll take a moment here. See if I can remember exactly what direction we want to go in here, because honestly this isn't totally me talking, so I'm just and see, Chanel I'll try to come out, I'm like, whoa. And see, they're like, this is why we've been wanting you to film longer videos, because I've been blocking the channel a little bit. But so yeah. Sorry, you guys. Always when I rewatch these little mental gaps I have never seem as long, but I'll need to learn how to edit videos as well, because it's really beneficial to be able to watch and hear my own channel and understand where we're going. But this is the point, and we can just stop there for now, that the twin flame phenomenon is it's not a pop culture thing. It's not new, it's not novel, and that it's not specific people, okay? Everyone can be having this experience if you are awakened to these things that we've been talking about, this rising, this pain surfacing, these longings where people are caught in these toxic relationships and they don't realize that they're trying to heal from these centuries of wounds. Oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. That's whatever. The channel we want to go down was that the control was imposed. The control was imposed on romantic love, and love wants to flow. So we're trying to get back, as we rewire, as we rise up, we're trying to get back to this place where we trust again and remember very simply that love is just meant to flow. It's just meant to flow. It goes where it goes. The heart tells you where it goes. It's so easy. But we lived so many lives where we had these heart flows and then we were like, no. Then they were told, no, you can't do that. No, 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 no. And then like even terrible things happened and people went to war and people died and, you know, died young and the heart just ached, right? The heart aches. So the twin flame phenomena is remembering this. Love lost. Relationships coming back together. Telepathy is a big part of it. Understanding. Oh, that's what we're talking about. The strings. Understanding that we're connected to these other people in this spiritual sense. This is what this phenomena is about. Divine love, however, whatever you want to call it. Now, if there is a specific soul twin flame in your life or whatever, well, I guess what I would like to say, first of all, you have many soulmates. So these connections are, they're very real, but they're not specific. Again, they can't be put in a box, and it's not just one person per se. But for some of you out there, perhaps, everyone has a unique path. Everyone comes with unique things they're trying to accomplish here. And there are, I think, some super out there, high frequency, and maybe you watching, right? Or high frequency, high vibrational souls that came together to learn through love and intimacy, perhaps, and sex, the lessons with all of that. They did come specifically to do something together, you know, to do something together in this sense. And that if they do, and as related to everything else that we've been talking about, it's really raising the vibration on, I don't know, I'm doing this, really raising the vibration on some of that really deep stuff that I'm hearing sits in the root, in the sacral, at the core of the masculine and feminine polarity, dichotomy, the tension, the pain there. It sits in the root, in the sacral. And so souls coming together, high vibrational, high frequency souls coming together, bringing awareness and healing the goddess and the masculine energy as well through coming together. That is true, I think, for some specific souls out there. And also, by the way, souls can do that. Any two souls can do that. You don't have to be labeled or deemed that per se, if that makes sense. So I think I'll stop with that today, just because that's a lot. So as these channels come through, sometimes more, I will just learn how to stop and not be attached to whatever came out. That's what it is for today. But it's that, hopefully that makes sense, that what we're experiencing, this divine love, is the wounds opening, rising up, remembering, and wanting to reconnect and heal these things. And not just in love and romantic connections, but in all connections. But if you find yourself caught in a romantic connection that feels like, you know, if you tell people about it, they're like, oh, that seems bad for you or dark. Always protect yourself, but understand you are on your own path. And if you are motivated on a soul level for some reason to continue to pursue or try to heal something that just keeps pulling on you, honor yourself, and that's okay, you know, for you to do that. Because usually I think the soul is asking you to do that. You know what I mean? Usually for me, I don't know about you, but usually when I keep barking up a tree, there ends up being a reason in the end. And it's not just that you're a total idiot, you know what I mean? So honor yourself, and that if your soul is stuck on some things or some old memories or wounds, or it just won't disconnect from certain things or souls in your life, just kind of trust that, be at peace with it, and accept it in the moment. And just, again, let love flow. Let love flow through you. And when you let love flow through you, it can hurt sometimes too. But that's the experience. It's better than nothing. We don't ever want to experience nothingness, you know? So now for the reading. I hope someone sees this someday. So the Knight of Wands is out. The Prince of Spring is out. And I do think that there's going to be a lot of that sacral, passionate energy in 2022. Because, oh, nice, it's 2-2. The sacral is number 2. So it's 2022. So I think a lot of sex, no, in 2022. Humor. Thanks. Oh, thanks. Laugh at yourself, lighten your heart, let nothing steal your happiness. And that's the fairies. Oh, I love you. I love you, fairies. They're humorous. They're funny. The fairies are funny. Let nothing steal your happiness. Snowstorms, windstorms, fires, COVID, illness, getting blocked, people getting hurt, none of it. Let none of it steal your happiness. If it does for a minute, fucking laugh after that minute is over. So the fairies are funny though. They're funny. It's about lightheartedness. And I feel that too with this Prince of Spring. Let love flow, okay? Do not try to control your passions. Do not try to control your sacral. I think that's why I hear the sacral is unruly. The sacral is rebellious for a lot of us. So it has a mind of its own, which is just kind of funny. It's like, you know, whatever. Your sacral has a mind of its own. It wants what it wants. And the more you try to repress it and hide it or deny it, the more fierce it will come back at you, the less settled and at peace you will feel with it. So sometimes your sacral might just be calling out to you to like masturbate, you know, to just like, you know, get one. And I think sometimes that could be helpful, because I think too related, I guess what I'm hearing related to the twin flame phenomena, which we're talking about, is super duper sacral healing happening, major sacral healing wanting to happen there. That's like this, right? This sacral healing wanting to happen. So the more you deny the call of the sacral, or you try to repress that part of yourself, you're just keeping yourself separate. You're not whole. You're separate from self. You're separate from a part of yourself that's wanting to come up and heal and be released. So, and it's restless. You'll feel restless. You know what I mean? Charming, self-confident, passionate, restless. Immediate action, a challenge you can set. I can't talk. I can't read. Immediate action, a challenge you can successfully manage, a passionate relationship. So I feel that Prince of Spring is coming in hot right now. And then I honestly feel like throughout the year, there's going to be this passionate and this feeling of like, is it okay? You know what I mean? Like, is it okay to get down, right? Without more guarantees, or like, but there are no guarantees always, you know. Even if someone tells you they're going to be your forever or whatever, they might not. They could say, they could change the next day. So, you know, when it comes to trust or truth, you never really totally know. I mean, I know we always talk about discernment, but the truth is that you never really know. You have to just sort of trust. At some point, you have to let go. So I say day to day, you make decisions in the moment, how you feel, totally based on how am I feeling? Do I feel safe in this? Do I feel comfortable? Can I handle the fallout, the aftermath? I think a lot of women too out there need to reclaim their sexual power in the sense of like, it's okay, you know, and that also just feel powerful in it and not always feel so emotional. Of course, sex is emotional, it's intimate, but it's like, I guess maybe stepping into a little bit of a masculine role. I think a thing that's interesting for women is a lot of times not always admitting their own like sexual desires. And I don't mean to project that onto everyone out there per se, but just generally societally, it's like I think that women always hedge a little bit to the point that they're not even totally understanding of their own sexual desires within themselves sometimes, you know. A lot of women have sex for the other person, as I just think as a theme. Women don't claim their own sexual desire and power. So I think that's something that is coming up this year. I think this year, I remembered now last year, and it felt that way throughout the year, that 2021 was about the masculine energy. Because 221 is 5, which is the Hierophant and all that. And I feel like 2022 was, I'm hearing, is about the divine feminine. But it's about, I just heard masculine coming home to feminine. 2022 is about, as we've been discussing, some type of union energy. But, and 222 is 6, it's the lovers, so a union, right? But it's the feminine. I feel like this is a year for the feminine to let go and really become, it's like a harvest, being herself, spirit guardian of autumn. I also feel like this is a nod. What this is saying is that this energy we're talking about here is everything we've been talking about here is going to be coming around in different ways up until the fall. And then there may be shifts in the fall, but a lot of these lessons are going to be happening. But letting go, releasing. I think just releasing the past, releasing fear regarding this behavior, releasing fear regarding intimacy, releasing fear surrounding the sacral. There's sacral colors here, root, sacral, solar. Fear surrounding getting hurt, but really letting go, right? Autumn is a time of release and transformation. So I think that this experience is begging to let go right now. What else? Friendship. Be with the ones who make you shine, who love you and really care. Keep those and let others go. So this is really interesting too, and I feel like this reading takes a little bit of a shift here. I was taking a little bit of a shift here too, because this is sort of suggesting to me too that if there are people in your life that are flighty, in and out, they don't really care about you, they use you to their end, you know what I mean? Even if you want to believe that they don't, they come in hot and they leave hot, or leave cold, coming in hot and leaving cold, you know, that kind of vibe. This year, it might be asking you to really let that go and really seek a love that's more of a friendship, perhaps, someone who really cares about you. But be with the ones who make you shine, who love you and really care. Keep those and let others go. I just heard too, it's layered, that understand, and everything I was talking about earlier, like if you have this desire to heal these connections, some people show how they care in different ways, okay? Actions speak louder than words. And like I said, some people can really put on a show and say all this wonderful stuff and then not show up or do it anyway. So understand, I guess I'm just hearing, understand who loves you and who really cares. And that might not always be so obvious, you know? Respect and understand the ways in which people can show up for you, okay? If you choose that. Now, because I think there's just so many counter messages here, you know, but it's like you can idealistically claim these things that you want for yourself and you deserve those things. But it's always the type of thing where you may not receive those things until you deal with your lower vibrational longings and these other poles that are calling on you. Like I said, it's you can't ignore the sacral. So sometimes focusing too much on a higher ideal prevents you from experiencing oh my god, look at me. Prevents you from experiencing what's right in front of you. It's so funny because I was like, I gotta fix this now. I was like, don't put on mascara, Chanel. And I did. Oh my god. Okay, hold on, you guys. Botched my YouTube by rubbing my eye. Oh my god. But I have to post this, or try to, because of that channeled message earlier was so good. So I don't know, it felt profound. Anyway, we better hurry this up now. My eyes have been so itchy. Okay. Okay. So anyway though, see, now I really lose my train of thought here, but this year is asking you to be with the ones who make you shine. But I just feel like what I'm hearing is that that is different. It's different than you might think, and it's confusing. Who really makes you shine? You know what I mean? Like, be honest about who really makes you happy. I think that we get in our heads about what we're supposed to want. I guess this is sort of this roundabout message of like feeling like there's a right choice and a wrong choice in love, and that the right choice is this lighter, always this lighter love, this friendship, or people that, you know, really show that they care about you. And it's like, well, that seems obvious, you know, that would be the better choice, right? But then there's other types of connections that are deeper and more like unconscious, and they pull you in a different way. And I think throughout this year, again with the 2, it's like you may feel pulled in 2 directions. You know? Connections that are more friendly and like straightforward and what it should be, and connections that are more passionate and wild. And it's always for you to decide. It's for you to decide, you know? But it's a hard, that's a hard decision. See this though, I pulled a clarifier, and it's the 5 of spring, 5 of wands. See them fighting? 2 little fairy boys pulling on a thing. They're fighting. It's competition. Opposing goals arising from differing opinions, feeling at odds with yourself, overly ambitious people. So it just feels like some competition, but it's for you to decide. So anyway, I can't believe I did that. I thought to myself, I'm like, it's amazing what a small amount of mascara can do. And it's like, if you're just not going to wear much makeup, just don't wear eye makeup. You know, because then you have to take that little bit off at night. I totally thought this through today when I put on a little bit of mascara. And my eyes have been so itchy with my cold. I just wasn't even thinking about it when I fucking went for it. You guys know I'm vain. I'm your vain fire sign sister. Enough said. The 7 of summer just feels like choices or options. People feeling torn. What type of connection to go with. Which direction they want to go with. And it's a little bit mentally entrapping. It's like, I can't stop looking at myself now. I'm a mirror, and I like to look in the mirror a lot. It's entrapping though. It's a little bit, you know, mental entrapment. You have what it takes if only you believe in yourself. thinking that you're powerless when you're not. See, thinking that you're powerless when you're not. There's also a message here. Yeah. Power, confidence. Be confident. Be confident. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. A lack of self-confidence that keeps you from getting what you want. Yes. I also feel like this applies to masculines out there. I feel like masculines out there are lacking self-confidence, and it keeps them from getting what they want, and they don't totally realize it, you know? But I think that's going to be a big theme this year. Trust, the crystal cave. A big theme is confidence, self-confidence, having confidence and commitment. Because when you're confident, you commit too. They kind of go together. CC, confidence and commitment. Oh, the crystal cave. CC, crystal cave. Weird. Trust. See, so this mental entrapment, trust. Destiny. Yes, I saw dolphins somewhere else today. I'm trying to think what deck. I don't have it nearby. But Destiny. That's such a beautiful card to end on today, you guys. Wow. Especially just because I was talking about love connections, all that stuff, and the dolphins. Dolphins mate for life, I believe. I don't know. They're very relational, though. Relationship-oriented. Acknowledge your mission, and that's what a lot of this was about today, too. Align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. Align with your purpose. You have gifts to share with the world. I love this card. This card feels so poignant to this reading today, too. So, as you align with your purpose, too, remember, as I said, your path is your purpose, destiny. You have gifts to share with the world. The more you align with that, the more you are able to, I just think, make this decision. The more you align with your path and purpose, the more you understand what aligns with you and what type of relationship you want to have. And that the more you align with your path and purpose, the more the person that is a part of that as well will be drawn to you and come into alignment with you. So you have gifts to share with the world. Focus on you. Focus on your gifts. And see what comes to you, you know, in the coming time. The other thing about the dolphins is they don't do... I was just hearing earlier when I saw the dolphin card, sonar, which I think sonar is a whale thing. But there's this energy I just feel here again of this telepathic communication, this connection. So I think sometimes it asks you, it may not be obvious, you know what I mean? Who cares about you, or like what... It may not be obvious what choice you're to make per se, but you may have a certain special energetic sonar connection with a soul, and whether it is high vibe or what you think you want in your everyday, it's there. So two souls are connected beyond this realm. And your ego can't always control that. It doesn't mean you're glutton for punishment. It doesn't mean you're stuck in a toxic relationship or whatever. It just means that you are aligned energetically with a particular soul out there that you may be able to communicate well with in that way. And it's just that I just heard it's like, it's not that it can't be replaced, but it is. You may not experience that with any other soul ever. But it doesn't mean that you can't experience other kinds of love or have other relationships if you wanted to. It may not be the type of thing where you and that soul are together ever in the real life, but that there is this strong communication, connection to another soul that like you hear each other through the waves. And there's something about that that will just always kind of be there, you know? It's part of this destiny, part of your path. So I did just pull one last card, Standing Stones Passage. So take that as it resonates. It is a passage that I feel like we're moving through this year, for sure. It feels like that. So yeah, I think that's all for today, you guys. I hope I can upload this. So I mind my mascara malfunction, wardrobe malfunction. That was a code glitter. That's what Missy says. Code glitter, bitch. Fucking rubbing your mascara off in your first YouTube in like 2 years. Okay, peace out. Love you all.